Hi Aditya, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm also good. Thank you for asking. Okay. So Aditya, you have applied for a front-end developer role. So can we just start with your quick introduction?
Sure. So, first of all, thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to introduce myself. My name is Aditya Iralu and I belong from Pune. I've completed my education in BCom graduate. And after that, I have worked in international voice process for 2 years. And later on, one of my friend got lucky enough and he got selected in a cloud services. So basically from that phase, we came to know like what exactly IT is and how it works. And he told me like all these Amazon, Flipkart apps which we are working means which we are finding for buying products, it's made by we and we do a little bit search on YouTube like what this HTML and CSS thing is and how it works. And once we came to know like okay, we are capable of these things, so we try to find some startup companies where we can get paid as well and learn new things. So I worked there for almost 2 years now, and 1.5 year I work as a year on a HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Whereas from past 6 months I'm working on Angular as they got a new project in Angular. So that's all about me, sir.
Okay. So nice to hear. Okay. So can you just explain me about your projects? That means what is the domain of your projects?
Sure, sure. So now recently they got a new project, and basically it's about insurance company, and it provides about the mutual funds, and it provides the loan as well. So my role is basically means to be honest, I've created a few of the directives in which the number of the Aadhaar card should be minimum 9 numbers, and the contact number should be start from 789, not from 1 to 6. So that recently I've worked upon, and yes, it's kind of a banking thing. So sorry, but I'm not able to disclose the information as it's kind of confidential.
Okay, fine. And before means before this project, did you worked? You said you have worked as a UI developer for 1.5 years, correct?
Yes.
Can you explain me about that project?
So that basically it was just the websites, and we used to get a Jira. In everything was there, like what kind of a font we have to use, which CSS we have to means which kind of a CSS we have to use, and basically in Jira we have to get all the information, and according that we have to create websites, and it was to divide from three parts. Basically, the senior one gets means used to assign us this work. So it the website, let's take a website. So header part is assigned for me, and footer and the main part is been assigned to my colleagues, like that.
Okay, fine. So let's start with the technicals.
Sure.
So what are the new features that are introduced in HTML5?
So basically, HTML5 is the latest version of HTML. And in HTML5, there are few updates as well, like geolocation, semantic tags. Like semantic tags are like just I said, like header, footer, main div. So they have more content in that div instead of giving a div and then giving it a class. So that is the main feature. Again, the geolocation, like it is used for more business kind of a thing and a restaurant website. So it is used to navigate the location of the user. And again, the mobile operation, or we can say mobile usability. So nowadays, mobile user are more than the laptop or a tablet, we can say. So the our website should be more friendly for mobile as well. As you can see, the mobile screen is quite small, so it should be more responsive. And yes, these are a few things which has been updated in HTML5.
Okay. And what is the difference between pseudo element and pseudo classes?
Pseudo class. So pseudo class is just like it defines a particular part of an HTML element, and pseudo class is like it is used to, what do we say? It is used to define a particular class. And for example, if you want to use a uh, yeah, I mean, I'm not work upon the pseudo element, but I know that what kind of the purpose are.
Yes, yes. Okay, so let's move to the next question.
Sure.
Okay. Yes. So what is the difference between inline element and block level
Block
element?
element. Sure. So the inline element is basically it starts on the new line, whereas I'm sorry, the block element starts on the new line, whereas the inline element starts on the same line. And block elements always contains the width of entire page, like it starts on a new line, so it will not give another div on the same line, whereas inline gets the width of its only content. And we cannot apply margin in the inline element, where we can apply margin in the block element. Block elements have examples such as div, header, footer, and inline has examples such as image and anchor tags such as etc.
Okay. What is an attribute?
Attribute is means it's an element to give information to the browser.
Do you know what is how to create a custom attribute?
Mm, yes, I mean, if we want to direct our user to particular website, then we can use a attribute with the help of anchor
I
tag.
know means how to create a custom attribute. Custom means our own attribute.
Mm, I know, but means I have seen once with the senior developer, but I've never worked upon it.
Okay. Okay. So do you know what is SAS?
Yes, SAS is basically means it's a semantical, what we can say. SAS is basically it's a upgrade of the CSS, I would say, and SAS is it's synthetical awesome style sheet, and CSS is like cascade in style sheet, and it contains like in SAS we can give like we can declare variables, whereas in CSS it was not easy for giving a variables to declaring a variable. For example, if I have written as a dollar white color, and I can use that white color in entire my CSS or in my project whenever I need a white color. So I can declare or store a value in that. So that's a plus point for the SAS.
Yes, so that are the features. So can you explain me what are the features of SAS?
That one basic thing I know about the SAS, and remaining SAS, like we can create a function and store a variable, and that much only I know about the SAS. I have not that much work upon the SAS.
Okay. Okay. Do you know mixin? Did you hear the term mixin anytime?
No. So
Okay. Okay.
mixing function?
Mixin.
No.
Okay. So do you know any CSS frameworks?
CSS frameworks like CSS, I know that how it works and how we can use it, but
Yes.
for technical word, I'm not able to explain frameworks.
Okay. So Bootstrap, correct? Okay.
Yes.
So CSS, Bootstrap is a CSS framework.
Okay.
So do you know what is mean by grid system in Bootstrap?
Date system.
Grid system.
Create system. No.
Okay. Which one is the latest version of
Bootstrap.
Bootstrap?
It's currently it's 10, I would say. And I've been working on 4.6 to 7 because 4.6 is kind of a stable version, I would say. That's why.
Yes, but currently it's 5 no? Bootstrap
Yes.
5. Okay. Okay. So Bootstrap 4 is a stable version,
Stable version.
correct?
Yes.
So do you know what are the new features came in Bootstrap 5?
No, I work on 4, so I'm not that much uh, known about the Bootstrap 5
Okay.
version.
Okay. So what is Flexbox in Bootstrap?
Flexbox, it's used to align the box item, I would say, in the flex with the help of flex properties.
Okay. Yes, correct. Okay. So how can you align the items if there are four items with the same space at left and right
Mhm.
using Flex?
So we will give the property as flex justify content space around space evenly. So with that, the space between all the items will be evenly from starting to means execution from left to right. All the
Yes.
space between them will be same.
Yes. Do you know what is box model?
Yes, every HTML element contains some properties such as padding, margin, border, and content. So would like me to elaborate?
Oh no, you can tell. Only.
So padding is nothing but the space between border and content, and border is a space outside padding, and margin is a space occupied outside the border.
Okay. Okay. So what is JavaScript?
JavaScript is basically what one can say, everything in a JavaScript is an object, and it is used to create a more semantic website and more functional websites. So with the help of JavaScript, you can create that, and it's created by Brendan Peach. That's it.
Okay. What is mean by hosting?
Hosting is like all the element gets shifted at the top of the scope. So let's say if you declare a variable and it gets shifted to the top of scope, so we can use it entirely means globally. But in case of late and where it is not possible because the initialization of hosting is not possible in late and const.
Okay. But what is basically hosting is?
Like the declaration start from the top to bottom. That is hosting.
No, no. Declaration shifts to the top.
Top, yes.
Okay. It will not start from the top.
From the top to yes, yes. It gets shifted to the top of the scope.
Okay. So as you said, let and const. So what is the difference between var, let, and const?
So in where we can declare the property and we can reassign. And but in late we can redeclare, but we cannot reassign. Whereas in const we cannot redeclare nor we can reassign. And in where the hosting get initialized, whereas in late and const it is not initialized after once it has been declared.
Okay. How can we clone an object?
Clone means using some properties.
No, means I have to store one object.
Mhm.
Okay. But what happens if we declare an object? Okay. Means we assign an object to a variable.
Mhm.
The reference is stored. Correct?
Yes,
Yes. Because it is a non-primitive data type.
yes,
Okay.
it holds value.
So, yes. So how can we means solve that, or how if because there are a lot of declarations that stores the object. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. We assign an object to a variable. So what will be the solution on that?
And we should not create another object, right?
We have to create an object. Means we have an object. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. And we are storing it in a new variable, and when we are changing that new variable, first one also get changed.
Change.
Main
Okay.
object get also changed. So
Okay.
what is the solution on that?
So we can apply the call method.
Call method.
That call bind apply oops concept.
No. What you will do by calling call method?
Means let's say if we have a person one object
Hmm.
and we have a method in it, like personal details, and we have another object like person two.
Can you explain me with the example?
Okay, sure. Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Okay, so let's take a person one. So this is person one object, and this is personal detail method. And if we, and again we have another object as a person two.
Person two equals to person one.
Yes.
Okay.
So what happens like in person two, all the declaration gets shifted, right? Means all these values which we have given for person one, it gets to for person two as well.
Yes.
So with the help of call method now, we can change that.
But if I change person two,
Mhm.
can person one will change?
No, because we have already stored, means declare the values for the person one.
You can do one thing.
Mhm.
Person two dot f name equals to, no, not there, at line number 14. Remove that f name there. Dot f name equals to change the name. Give any name. But why you are taking name? Because name is a string, no?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, add 4, 5 also. You have to take a string. Okay, now print person one at line number 16.
Person one, right?
Yes. Console.log person one. You can print only person one. So console.log person one. Okay. Remove that 17 number line. Okay. What will be the name of person one?
Now it will be Rishi,
Why?
because we no, it will be Aditya, because we have not changed anything. Let me say 1 second. Okay, so over here we have declare a person one and all the details, and now over here we have declare again one thing, that person two is equal to person one, and for person two we have changed name, means of name, and we have call again person one.
Yes.
So
So what will be the f name keys value in person one?
it will be Rishi,
Why?
because we have given, means we have declared over here, no, person two is equal to person one, and now we have declared person two as f name, means we have changed the name over here, so it will update.
We have changed the person two name, no?
Yes.
We did not change person one's name.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. It will not change. It will get as Aditya only.
Think and tell me 100% sure answer.
It will be Rishi, sir,
Why?
because of this.
Why?
So all the references will be stored in person2 as well. And now we have redeclared the value, new value. So it will collect this name instead of Aditya, it will get as Rishi
Means you are saying what will change in person 2 that will affect to person 1.
object. Yes,
100% sure.
yes.
Okay. So how can we deal with this? Because this is wrong, no?
Mhm.
From main object when we are creating, it is changing main object also if we change the.
If we redeclare the value again, yes.
Okay. So what will be the solution on this?
Can I tell you afterwards
Yes.
after doing little research?
uh, uh, what you asked. Yes.
Like this is not correct, right? You said like if we redeclare the value, it will change the name of the object. So what will
Yes.
the solution?
Yes. Do you know the solution?
No.
Okay, fine. Okay, you can stop your screen. Okay. So, uh, what are the new features that are introduced in ES6?
New features in ES6. I know new features, but like session storage, local storage,
Okay.
and this we can say
Yes. Okay.
uh,
Filter map, reduce,
yes,
arrow function. Okay. So these are the new features: spread operator, closure. Okay.
yes,
So, do you know what is the difference between um, filter and map method?
yes. Filter is like it stops the execution once it has done the means once it finds the what we can what the for what we have applied the filter method. And map method does not stop the execution after it finds the resolution, or we can say what we have to find there.
No, this is not the difference. Okay. Okay. So, what is closure?
Closure is a combination of a function bundle, and it gives an access to the, it gives an access from an outer function to the inner function, and the function with its lexical scope is called as a closure.
Okay, but what is the use of closure?
So let's say, for example, if we have an outer function and we have declared some value such as let x is equal to 10, and we have another function as I take name of inner function. So with the help of the closure, we can it means we can use that value from outer function in inner
Okay.
function.
Okay. Do you know what is why promise.all method is used?
Promise is nothing but it is
Promise.all method.
promise dot all.
Yes. Why it is used?
I know promise, but promise dot all I've not heard before.
Okay. Okay. So what is the use of promise?
It is used to handle a synchronous operation, and it gives it gives a value such as resolve or reject. With the help of promise, we can calculate, or we can use with a synchronous operation of JavaScript. So let's say if we have a promise and we have its parameter as a resolve or reject. So if the promise is reject, so it gives that the password has been easy, means it has been the promise has been failed, and either the promise has been resolved and the promise has been success, like that. It has 4 states such as pending, fulfilled, reject, and settled. And pending is nothing but the promise has been in pending state. Success is nothing but the problem has been success. Reject means the promise has been rejected, and the fulfilled settle means the promise is either in success or pending state, reject state.
Okay. Okay. So what is TypeScript?
TypeScript is nothing but a superset of JavaScript, and it is used to superset of JavaScript, and sugar coating of a JavaScript, and it has the same code as a JavaScript. Means it holds the same code of a JavaScript.
Means same code means I did not understood.
Sorry,
Same code means what? I did not understood that.
it shares the same static code of a JavaScript. Syntax, I'm sorry, syntax of JavaScript.
Okay. Same syntax. But in JavaScript, when we write a function, we use function keyword, correct?
Yes.
But in TypeScript, we will not use that.
Yes.
So no same syntax, no?
Mine is for object. We can means in TypeScript also the object is same, but in object we have to declare some value. It adds something in it.
Okay. Okay, fine. So what is the difference between enum and an interface?
So enums like it is a great way to organize a code in JavaScript. I mean in TypeScript. Sorry, and enums saves runtime and compile time, and it accepts means its default value is number, and it starts from 0, and although we can change the we can change the value according to the requirement. And type interference is nothing but like when we declare a property, and then it assigns some value to it, like let's say like we declare a value such as let x is equal to 5, then TypeScript automatically adds the property to it, such as x is equal to 5, then the x is as a number, like that.
Okay. Okay. So what is Angular?
Angular is a open source of JavaScript, and basically Angular is maintained by Google. Means it is maintained by Google, and Angular is open source of a JavaScript written in a TypeScript, and it is maintained by Google. And Angular's primary purpose is to create a single page application.
Yes. You said it is open source of JavaScript.
Yes,
Open source framework of JavaScript, no?
yes, framework.
Okay. Okay. So what are the differences between Angular JS and Angular?
So Angular JS and JS is like the main difference between them is like two-way data binding. So let's say in Angular, we have two-way data binding, such as if you want to get means if you want to transfer a value from JS to Angular, I mean component to DOM, then we have a two-way data binding. Whereas in JavaScript, it's like get element by ID or get element by class. So that is a major difference between them.
Um, no. Okay, fine. So do you know what is a decorator means in Angular?
Decorator, yes, decorator, which we have like attribute direct means decorator. Yes, it is used to decorate a class, and we have a component decorator and no, I'm sorry. I know, but I'm not able to explain right now. I'm sorry.
Okay, fine. So what is the difference between input and output decorator?
Okay, so input and output is basically used to transfer a value from parent to child. So for input is used from the parent. Like if you want to get data from parent to child, we use the input. And if you want to get from means if you want to get a data from child to parent, then we use the output decorator.
What is mean by two-way data binding?
Two-way data binding is like if you means it is a very easy way which Angular has provided us. So two-way data binding is like if you want to get a data from component to DOM or DOM to component, then we use a two-way data binding, such as banana in the box. It is also called as a banana in the box, and ng module.
Okay. What is structural directives and attribute directives?
Structural directive is nothing but like if you want to change the look and feel of the DOM, then we use attribute directive. And structural directive is like if you want to remove or add an element in the DOM, then we use the structural directive.
Examples.
Ng if and ng for.
Okay. What is subject?
Subject, it's also observable and observer. And subject is basically an RxJS operator. And observable and observer, and basically means they are used to communicate between component, and if we means it only emits the data one who has subscribed them.
Okay. What is mean by dependency injection?
Dependency injection is like when we inject some properties such as service or like that, and it is also known as a DI, and it's a fundamental concept in Angular. So once we inject that service in with the help of dependency in a constructor, then we can use this means that service in entire our application.
Okay. What is service then?
Service is a kind of like we say service. It's a special class in Angular, and its primary purpose is used to intercommunicate between the components. Like so once we have created a service and it has been injected in the constructor, then we can use that service in our application throughoutly.
Okay.
Like for example, if you have two or more components, then we can use that service.
For what purpose service is used? What is the purpose of using your service?
To interact between the components.
Okay. Okay. Do you know what are the differences between promise and observable?
Yes, promise are eager, whereas the observables are lazy. For promise, we don't need to cancel, but for observable, we have unsubscribe. And promise emits only single value, whereas observable emits multiple value.
Okay. We can unsubscribe the observable.
Yes.
What is the difference between ng pristine and ng dirty?
ng Christine.
ng pristine. Pristine.
Sorry, I don't know.
Okay. What is mean by ng dirty?
ng
Dirty.
ng dirty is like if you created a form and if we have clicked on it and enter some value, then that is dirty. ng dirty.
Okay. So, what is the use of ng on changes life cycle hook?
ng life cycle hook.
ng on changes.
ng on change is like when we have changed some value, then ng on change has been used. We have few life cycle hooks, and one of them
No,
is that
which
ng.
value?
Yes.
No, which value it changed?
Like ng on change is like when the value gets changed, then that event has been triggered
Which value?
from the form which we have to change.
No.
Once we use ng on change, the value gets changed, whichever we have entered in it.
Value changed, you are saying correct, but which value, that is not correct.
Okay.
Yes, do you know?
No.
Okay. Okay. So should we use ng do check in our project?
We do check.
Is it any performance issue due to ng do check?
Sorry, I don't know about the life cycle hooks that much.
Okay. Do you know how to prevent a memory leak in Angular application?
Memory leak?
Yes.
No.
Okay. Okay. So which module
Hmm.
we will use to interact with the backend, to call an API to
Which model we use to communicate with backend?
just means which module we use to deal with APIs, like getting the data, sending the request.
Hmm. Sorry, I don't know.
Okay. HTTP module is used.
Yes, yes. HTTP client.
Yes, HTTP client. Okay. Okay. So do you know how to use it?
No, I'm not work upon HTTP client or HTTP code application.
Okay, but I have an API. You have to call it from Angular and you have to bind it to a table. You have to create one table by calling that.
With the help of subject.
No, how you will call the API?
Like I said, I have not worked on APIs.
Okay, okay,
I have worked upon forms.
okay. So what is the difference between form builder and form group?
Mm. From group, I know like we can combine multiple forms with the help of from group. And form builder, I'm not aware about form builder.
Okay. So how do we write validation logic in forms?
Like whether the means value which has been entered is correct or not, like that.
This means validations.
Um, I know means I have worked on forms, so I know that validations, but I'm not remembering it right now.
Okay.
Like I've created one form, and if the means for let's say for a email address, so if the email address is not proper with the @ and one number in it, so it will not take it and it will throw an error like the email ID which has been entered is incorrect.
Okay. So which form did you use? Template driven form or reactive form?
Reactive form.
Okay. Okay, Aditya, we are done with your interview. So
Okay.
do you have any questions for me?
Yes, like how much preparation do I need to do? Like, is it 50% at least or less than that?
Uh, I think you have to work on your technicals a lot. Okay, because a HTTP module is something that you have 90%, 80% of work on that.
Yes, I'm working on it, but it takes some time because I was back during the time which I was when I was getting studied during my colleagues with the help of my colleagues. So that's why.
Yes. Yes. So you have to know the HTTP
Yes.
module, lifecycle hooks. Okay, SAS, as you said, you means you have did not answer the questions of SAS. Okay,
Yes.
so you have to do that.
Sure.
Yes. Okay, Aditya.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.